I guess welcome back, everyone. We've been on a bit of a season hiatus.
Yes.
A lot has happened in the meantime. I've been on holiday. I've had my wisdom tooth pulled. Christmas, New Year's.
I've been divorcing. The usual.
As you do.
Yeah, as one does. We have a very special guest with us today, Bob. Welcome.
Hello.
Bob, we have known you for, 25 years. I don't know how long have we known it. Since 2018, I want to say.
Something like that.
One of my favorite whiskey people.
Ooh.
Just very knowledgeable and a very nice person. We have some questions for you. Mostly I have some questions for you. I would like you to explain a few things to Zoe, but we can get into that later. And the first thing that I wanted to get into, which I normally ask, that's what we had 2 episodes, so I ask everyone who comes, is how did you get into whiskey, and have you always been in this industry, or what
that you had
got you to come here?
Okay.
What brought you here?
How did I get into whiskey? So, that's a bit of an old story, meanwhile. I've gathered a bit of age. And to be honest, the first bottles of whiskey that I got were actually given to me by my father. So this is in the Wayback Machine when I was studying in Nijmegen. I was visiting home for Christmas, and my father, he actually had these 2 bottles gifted to him. And one of these, there were 2 bottles of whiskey. One of them was Glentromie, which is a single malt. It's not a distillery. I found out later that it's Speyside Distillery, actually. And a bottle of Glen Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
Glen Campbell. So I had this bottle of blended whiskey and a bottle of single malt whiskey. I didn't have a clue. Absolutely not. And I just took the bottles home. I mean, I wasn't particularly into whiskey, but it was 2 bottles of free alcohol. I was studying. A couple of months later, we had this poker evening. And, as you do when playing poker, you drink whiskey. So luckily for me, the bottle of Glen Campbell came on the table first. And, there was a couple of us and we drank it. And then after that, the bottle of Glentromie came onto the table. I tasted a bit of it and I immediately went, oh, wait a minute, this is different than anything else that I've ever tasted, whiskey-wise. And I just decided there and then I would put the bottle away again for another moment.
Yeah. Especially because in group normally
I would have,
you can say goodbye.
It would have finished.
Yeah.
No, absolutely, yeah. But I decided to leave it for another day and to really taste it. And actually from then on in, for me, it went down the rabbit hole. A good friend of mine, Teun, a couple of months later, decided to take part in the Johnny Walker experience. So, to make this piece of art or something like that to compete, and then you would, if you would win it, you would be invited to Scotland and do the whiskey trail with them. And he actually didn't win, but his entry was so good that they gave him an honorable mention.
That's nice.
And they also sent him a 3.5 liter bottle of Johnny Walker Red Label. At a certain point in time, we also went to the 2nd edition of the Whiskey Festival in The Hague, the large one, which still exists. And
What year was that? The 2nd edition.
to be honest, that must have been 2002, something like that.
What is it for the whiskey out of other drinks, like a gin or a vodka? What for the whiskey does it for you?
The diversity. I mean, there's basically only three ingredients. I always say 4: water, yeast, and a grain, and time, as in maturation in wooden barrels. Everybody around the world making whiskey uses these 3 or 4 ingredients, and they all make such different drinks from it. It's crazy. The sheer diversity of flavors, expressions. It's totally, it's so, it's mesmerizing for me. It's always, Actually, from the moment I drank the Clantromie, I was intrigued by the flavor, and I still am. Yeah.
And do you still have that bottle, or is that one long gone?
No, the bottle is long gone. I do have a little tiny bit of it still left. I rebought the bottle a couple of years ago. I'm still a member of the Nijmegen Whisky Club, het Woest Genoegen. And
Shout out.
yeah, absolutely.
For a while, whisky industry is not your industry. That's not the job you do, right?
Oh no. I studied in Nijmegen. Unfortunately, I never managed to finish it. So
It goes like that.
yeah, and back in
Too much whiskey, huh?
too much fun. And back in the day, there was a real shortage of people wanting to work in IT, and I got offered the job. Actually, here in Utrecht with AMF, which then went Fortis, and then now still ASR, as an IT consultant. So I did that for 20 years.
So you now do whiskey full time.
I do. I do spirits full time. Mostly whiskey. I'm obviously brand ambassador and country manager for Scotch Malt Whisky Society.
Which we actually have. I didn't do that on purpose, but.
Yep.
Oh, you belong here. Well, I think that's a nice segue because Juicy on purpose left me in the dark about
What it is.
the Scotch Malt
Okay.
Whisky Society.
Cool.
So tell me everything I need to know
Okay.
and why I should join.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Maybe.
If you're recruiting.
I'm always recruiting. Well, Scotch Malt Whisky Society is a society, so it's a club, but it's also a company. It's an independent bottler. We don't own any distilleries, but we bottle whiskey from, well, basically all over Scotland and all over the world. It was founded by a couple of people as a whiskey club by Pip Hills and friends. And Pip is still around. He's a character. 1983, the whiskey industry is still predominantly blended whiskey, which still is today. I mean, as a whiskey enthusiast, we oftentimes forget that still, if you look at it volume-wise, most of the whiskey being sold out of Scotland, for instance, is still blended whiskey. So at the moment where the whiskey market was actually in a bit of a downfall, these guys decided to erect a whiskey club. And they also decided on bottling single malt, single cask whiskies, which was unheard of. There were a couple of companies doing it, but they were quite small.
And it was a Glenfarclas, the first one, right?
Yep.
Number one.
Yeah, they
Number
decided to bottle whiskies for their club. They also decided back in the day not to mention the distillery names on the label. Their opinion was that the best way to taste your whiskey was to taste it blind. You don't have any preconceptions.
Yeah,
you
can be surprised. Yeah,
you can be surprised.
Yeah. Gets rid of the bias you might have.
So from the get-go, they started numbering the distilleries. The first distillery was Glenfarclas, so you can still find it on the bottle as a number. The number one, we own around 18,500 casks at the moment, which sounds like a ludicrous number of whiskey casks, but there are around 23 million casks laying around in Scotland. So to put it into
But just in Scotland.
yeah. just Scotland.
Okay.
To put it into perspective, so we are a large independent bottler. We are a whiskey club, but we are it's again in terms of an independent bottler quite large, but very small part of the whiskey industry.
But the quality of the bottling is like premium. They're not necessarily all crazy, just for that. They're not necessarily all crazy expensive.
Yeah.
The bottles, there are different ranges of prices, but you can normally expect like an outstanding product whenever you buy a Scotch Malt Whisky Society bottling.
Yeah. It's all about quality. It's all about getting the good stuff out there.
And so you have people who go and do some testing beforehand or tasting. Yeah.
There's a team doing that, both logistically.
Yeah, difficult.
But also we've got a spirits team. These guys are responsible for planning. These guys are responsible for buying stuff. These guys are responsible for maturing the whiskey. And these guys also propose the new bottlings. In between them and the members, we've got what's called a tasting panel. somewhere in between 40 and 50 people. They get together, and there's a couple of days a month that the panel will convene in Leith at our spiritual home, the Vaults.
Spiritual home.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a spiritual home. They will independently taste our whiskies for us. They'll decide whether it will be bottled at that point in time, and their word is final. If the panel says no, it's no. It won't get into the bottle. They will also make tasting notes. If you look at a bottle of ours, you have the tasting notes on the bottle. So these are not the tasting notes of one person. These are the combined tasting notes of the tasting panel at that point in time. They will also propose titles. Our whiskeys don't display the distillery, obviously.
Yeah.
But every whiskey will have a title. Some of them will be pointing towards flavors. But to be honest, if it adds to experience, it's okay as well. We've been bottling all kinds of shenanigans. Baby Yoda, for instance.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like a really fun job to have.
Yep.
There was this Peter
Distillery 16.
called marmalade iodine.
Yeah.
Oh,
Already gives you like...
yeah, I'm already there.
Which is why you don't necessarily need to know the brand exactly that it is, because you can just read the title and it immediately gives you an idea what it is.
Should we try something?
I mean, we have a very special one.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm getting thirsty from all this talk.
Put a picture later, I guess. All right.
Yes, this is a bottle that you guys have made in collaboration.
Basically. 3 is the number of the distillery.
Yeah.
So if you look it up, you can see which
And this
one
is the number
distillery.
of the cask.
Yes, so this is the 356th cask bottle of Distillery 3 by the Scotch Malt Whisky Society.
Got it.
For us, which is where we're on the label. Yep. This was 19 years in a bourbon cask and 1 year in a PX Octave.
Yep. And notice the number of bottles.
Is on the top
61.
right.
Yeah.
Only.
Yeah.
So this was a leaker cask. There was a cask that was found to be leaking.
Yeah.
So normally from an ex-bourbon cask, you would expect after 20 years, at least 120 bottles. The spirits team decided to put it into a smaller cask, a smaller sherry cask for another year. And it is, well, it's Distillery 3, so it's smoky. It's an Islay distillery. It is peaty, it's earthy, it's all kinds of Islay goodness. On top of that, it's also fruity, as in it's got this top layer of tropical fruit going on. And then there's this base layer of thick sherry coming in as well from the additional maturation, which makes it a really, really, really good dram. Yeah.
And it's 55.1%. So
Yeah. Well, Sloan.
Cheers. Sláinte. So what are you looking, when you start to smell, what are you looking for?
Well, I was first looking at the whiskey a bit, and I will be looking for how viscous it is, how it sticks to the glass. Mm-hmm. And as you can see, this one really, really sticks to it like glue. The first thing that comes to mind for me is this is definitely a sherry or wine or something like that matured whiskey because of the color. This won't be bourbon matured because it's, or only bourbon matured because it's too dark for that. No. So it does something to my expectation of the whiskeys as well.
yes. Which can be deceiving,
Oh yeah, definitely.
but it isn't in this case.
Normally, I would drink whiskeys at room temperature. Normally, yeah, definitely. Unless it's 35 degrees outside, and I want to have a bourbon with ice or something like that. But normally, I would drink whiskeys at room temperature. So this is a bit cold.
Yeah.
For context, also at home, it's snowing outside.
Yeah, definitely.
It's the 4th of January?
It is.
Yes.
Try and smell the whiskey and try and find things that stand out for me. Saying, first thing I always do is the same thing everybody does. Do I like the smell? I don't. I like.
Yeah. At the end, it goes
That's what
down
it's all
to,
about.
boils down to really
Yeah.
just that.
Definitely. And I like the smell, so there you go. I always tend to look at flavor as a sort of pyramid. You got this base level of heavy flavors, things like smoke, things like thick sweet sherry, raisins, that sort of thing, oily stuff. Perhaps the grain itself. So some whiskeys can be really malty.
Yeah. Nearly like very strong beer, I imagine. Yeast sometimes.
So this has a really thick blend of these heavier smells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say like dates.
Yeah.
Like date syrup.
That's why I like it so much.
Yeah. It's like that brown sugar molasses.
Yeah.
Like the type of sweet that if it goes the wrong way, like it
Yeah,
suffocates you, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gets a little syrupy almost.
Yeah.
There's also quite a lot of vanilla in there.
Yes.
And so towards the middle of the pyramid, there's these smells like vanilla, fruits, ripe fruits,
And like very ripe mango to me.
mango.
I don't know. For me, I always associate, I think it's a bit weird, but I always associate vanilla to mango for some reason. It's just, to me, in my brain, it's the same thing. Whenever I smell vanilla, I smell mango.
Okay. Yeah, and when you said, I think peaty in the beginning or smoky, I got a little worried because I'm not that big of a peat, and I don't like barbecue flavor in many things, for example, to really, put peat and barbecue all in the same category. But this to me is actually very nice. It's like a warm hug.
Yeah.
It's the yeah. I'm running out of
Combination.
adjectives here.
If I would write the tasting note for this, I would be walking into a room where a fire is burning in the corner silently.
Yeah.
You smell it in the background, but it's not really
Exactly.
out
The
there.
protagonist, yeah.
And the fire is also it's almost out. It's still burning, but it's also becoming a bit ashy. And then on top of the pyramid, there's these sharper smells, things like glue or
Burnt rubber.
burnt rubber, fruits.
Okay,
Which is something
that's where the iodine came from.
Yes.
Citrus fruits.
Yes.
That medicinal thing.
Yeah, like a cough syrup,
Yeah.
codeine.
Yep. And some people look for that.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
It's I always find it so funny how I think there are very few industries or niche niches where people will ask you for something that, can I have something that smells like burnt rubber?
That's
I want to be at the gas station.
Yes, I like that gasoline smell.
the way people describe smells is from their previous experiences. So
True.
every time you need to describe a smell, you go into your memory and try to figure out what it is. And it's always about your own experience.
Yeah.
Which is why there's no right or wrong. I always say, I can say this tastes like my grandma's lemon pie, but you've never had my grandma's lemon pie. How would you know? Does it mean I'm wrong? Does it mean you're wrong?
You're going to sit there and tell me that I'm wrong?
I had another question, and I asked this to everyone, all of the many guests we've had here. When it comes to drinking and drinking culture and... of course, we love whiskey as a product and we love alcohol as a craft. But it does come with risks. So what is your relationship with alcohol and drinking? Where would you say the boundaries are? You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, first of all, the most clear boundary for me is that there's only one reason to be drinking this stuff, and that is to enjoy it. If you have any other reason to drink alcohol, you should think about what the reasons are and try and find out if there's another way to cope with what you are experiencing. Because if you're not enjoying the stuff, don't drink it. I don't drink much, but I try to drink better.
Yeah,
So
me too. Even though people normally, I think, don't believe us because, like, you work here and you don't drink. Like, I go weeks without drinking alcohol at all, you know?
Okay. To be honest, there haven't been many weeks the last couple of years, but I try to keep a balance consciously. As in, if there's been a couple of days that I've been drinking, I will pause for a couple of days.
I mean, everyone finds their balance, but
absolutely.
intention is important, I think. The other question that I had was about the whiskey ambassador course and how did you become a whiskey ambassador? Can I say teacher or
instructor? Yeah. That is around 2014, 2015, I think. I sort of realized that when I perform tastings, I really like to go into the technical details as well. And when you perform tastings, the entertainment stuff should be upfront. So I was sort of puzzled what I wanted to do with the knowledge that I meanwhile had acquired. And back in the day, I just went on the internet and tried to find out if there were any courses around whiskey. And in 2015, the only one that was really out there from Scotland was the Whiskey Ambassador course. And I've also found out that there were also people teaching it outside of Scotland. So the Whiskey Ambassador was erected in 2011 by two ladies, actually, Jo Graham and Sue Beat. They own this company which trains people for the licensed trade in Great Britain. So if you are working in a bar or in a liquor store in Great Britain, you need to have a certificate for that. After one of these trainings, they went to a bar in Edinburgh, and Sue, who's now retired, by the way, she asked for the bartender to recommend a Scotch whiskey to her, and the bartender came up with a bottle of Jameson. So this is 2010, 2011, and there was no real tutored course where you could get an education as a bartender or someone working at a store. So with a couple of people in the industry, they erected the Whiskey Ambassador course. They wrote it essentially to provide for a course in Scotland. But within a couple of years, people like me were knocking on their door. Can I teach it in my country as well? So I did that in 2015. Went to Glasgow, did the course, and then was licensed by them to do the course here in the Netherlands as well. So that's, it's almost 10 years ago now.
And I did one of the courses.
Yeah, you did.
With you.
Meanwhile, we've evolved. There's not only the Whiskey Ambassador course, which is a one-day tutored course about the basics in whiskey, basically. We also have a Gin Ambassador course, and we also have the Advanced Whiskey Ambassador, which is a 3-day course into the details of whiskey production with a focus on flavor production. So all these beautiful flavors, where did they come from? How did they come into existence?
I had one more question, but that's a bit random. So we're just gonna...
Random question?
Yes. If you could pick any superpower, which one would you choose? And also, which one is the most useless superpower in your opinion?
Oh dear.
For you as well.
God.
That's a tough one, isn't it?
It is. And for you, actually.
Personally, I've thought a lot about this. I would love to be able to speak any language, like to communicate to everyone, including animals.
Ooh.
Can you imagine talking to your pet?
Yeah.
It would be so
That
fun.
would be interesting. Yeah. True.
And I think the most not useless, but the most dangerous would be reading people's minds.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if you cannot control it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you never have peace.
Yeah. That's why Edward in Twilight was so miserable.
Exactly. You wouldn't know, but I think you're
I don't know if you've seen Twilight, but
It makes me think of a book of Belcanto, a Dutch writer, who trades a part of his life with God for one day with, I think, 1,000 people in there. And so he experiences the lives of 1,000 people for one day in exchange for a part of his life. That's what he writes about.
And is he happy about it at the end?
No, no.
Let's say invisibility, flying, communicating with everyone, freezing water at command.
or telekinesis would be great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a nice one.
You would, but then again, I think I would get fat because I would never get up. My phone is on the other side of the house.
I broke Bob.
being able to cure people.
Oh wow, that's so come on.
Bob, come on now.
Jesus.
If it has to be a superpower, then
I told
make
you
it
he's a
super-
nice guy.
No, you really got me there.
The
You're
worst-
like, talk to animals.
You're like, cure
Like,
all
save
diseases.
the world.
Saint Bob.
Yeah, well, and the worst one, being able to see into the future.
Oh, that's also not great. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a curse. That's not a
I think so.
gift.
And also, I think in that same light, invisibility, if you go into a
Okay.
room where people are, when you know that you're being discussed or you know you're not allowed to,
Yeah.
be.
Ignorance is bliss sometimes.
Yeah,
I think
it
that's,
truly is.
Yeah.
Let's see what else I had. Again, this is very general and random. Is there anything you were very convinced about that you've changed your mind about in the last few years?
Oh dear. If it comes to my personal life, yeah, absolutely. I'm a very lucky guy. I made my hobby into my work.
Yeah.
And up to a certain extent, there's this saying: when you enjoy what you're doing, you never work another day.
Yeah.
And up to a certain extent, that is absolutely totally true. But it also has a downside, and I lost my hobby a bit. So
Yeah.
I found out that my enjoyment of whiskey has got more to do with the people than the drink itself. I don't have any FOMO around whiskey anymore. I see people online all the time talking about this latest such and such
and-
whiskey, and
yeah.
it's great, and it's the best whiskey ever and stuff. I couldn't be bothered. I can't be bothered anymore.
What do you think your younger self would be proud of?
Oh yeah, definitely that I followed my heart in trying to do something that I really like to do. I mean, my daughters, I've got two daughters. One is 16, the other one is 19 years old. Especially the 16-year-old is now doing her HAVO exams. And she hasn't got a clue what she wants to do yet.
Yeah.
Which is... I mean, I had the same thing at that age, and later on as well, still had it. It is a burden, and at the same time, it's also an assignment for you to try and find something that you're really comfortable with.
Yeah.
And not everybody gets there, but there are so many things in life where you can get where you can get enjoyment from. So it doesn't necessarily have to be your work. When it comes to work, you have to try and find something that sort of fits you. The work itself, or the money, or the free time you have with it, or something that makes you tick, basically. But if there's try and find stuff that you really enjoy. So go for experiences instead of things that you can own, for instance. I think that's really important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, I've got some rather big news actually.
Yeah.
I'm one of the organizers and founders of Maltstock.
Yeah.
Maltstock is it's a whiskey festival. Have you ever been to a whiskey festival?
No, I was invited, but I think I was pulling my wisdom tooth at the time or something like this.
Yeah.
But I would love to go.
Bad comp. Big fairs, basically. All these stalls are booths with different brands of whiskey, which you can taste. And usually these are divided up into sessions. So 3.5, 4 hours, and then you have to bugger off again, and they get a new bunch of people in. Maltstock is totally different from that. When we started off organizing Maltstock, the aim for Maltstock was to bring people together for an extended period of time, so a weekend, where you can actually really sit down and enjoy the whiskey. I mean, when you're at a traditional festival, you can taste lots and lots of really great stuff, but it's always very briefly. So you'll taste something and then you're off to the next dram. You cannot go around the booths and only taste the whiskey without having any conversations about it, because you will have conversations with people around what you are tasting. But it's also really brief. So Maltstock is our solution to that. You come together for a weekend and you enjoy whiskeys the way they are supposed to be enjoyed. That was the general idea. So we've been organizing that from 2009. Last year, a certain guy was there with us, David Lykoff, and he's from Australia. And he told us that he wanted to organize Maltstock Down Under. So there you go. He will organize Maltstock Down Under next year in May.
Next year is in 2026.
Oh, sorry, 2026.
This year.
Yeah. This year. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yep, this year. In May. And he will actually do it in Tasmania. So.
Oh my God.
Yep.
That's really exciting.
It's really
so that's
exciting.
where you're heading in May.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, lovely.
Very good.
Yep.
Good for you. And 2026 is the year.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I've decided. Because I cannot have another 2025. So it needs to be better.
2025 was challenging in many ways. Yeah.
For everyone.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. Just, but it's behind us now.
Yeah.
So.
That's
That was really nice to learn about, actually.
Yeah.
cool.
So thank you for
Sharing.
sharing your
welcome.
knowledge and wisdom.
You're welcome.
Do you have any questions for us?
Yes.
No, is also okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, God.
How likely is it that you will become a member now?
Sure. Yeah.
I can help with that.
Yeah.
If you want to learn more about the Scotch Malt Whisky Society or the Whisky Ambassador course for whiskey, gin, or the advanced one for whiskey, you will find all the links in the description or whatever platform it is you're watching this on, which is either YouTube or Spotify. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
It was really nice. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Zoe.
Thank you, Juicy. And until next time, and don't forget to send in questions again.
Yes,
if
we
you
are
have
back.
them. We are back.
We are so back.
With a vengeance.
Yes.
2026.
And with consistency.
Yes.
Because no more divorces or holidays in the horizon.
Yeah. I have one wisdom tooth left.
Yeah, me too. But I'm done. No more fooling teeth.
Bye.
Bye.